Mercedes team back in the spotlight. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff has vented his anger at the FIA after a series of non-stop on-track dramas. What exactly has Wolff been so angry about? Read the full report only here. Amid a series of personnel changes in recent weeks, including the sacking of F1 race director Niels Wittek ahead of the F1 Las Vegas GP, the FIA has been the subject of much intrigue. There have also been calls from F1 drivers to be treated more like adults. FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem has called for transparency in where the money from the fines is being spent, as expressed in an open letter on behalf of the Grand Prix Drivers Association, GPDA. However, Ben Sulayem is not concerned with what those outside the governing body think, as he insisted at the Qatar Grand Prix in response to the drivers' request that it was none of their business. Just hours later, the FIA's handling of the Qatar Grand Prix was the subject of much discussion, amid debate over how the stewards handled a wing mirror that had landed in the middle of the track before being hit by a car, and the severity of the penalties handed out. Wolff, who saw both his drivers sanctioned for separate offenses in the race, said the situation surrounding the FIA was far from ideal. I mean, in general, if you look at it in a positive way, it could be a reality show in itself with what's going on at the moment, he said. I think everyone involved needs to remember that we have to protect the holy grail of sport, which is sport, and we have to do it with responsibility and accountability and transparency. And it doesn't look like that. So I can't look at the organization. I understand what we, the teams, are doing to protect that. But it's good that the riders are united in the big picture, as they have shown. The teams are very clear about what we think is right and wrong. So everyone just has to look in the mirror and say, am I making the best contribution to the sport, or not? Following Ben Sulayem's none of their business comments, Wolff agreed that it was up to the FIA president to decide how to handle matters within his organization. However, he felt that the regulator had an obligation to ensure that it acted in the interests of motorsport in general. I think Ben Sulayem can fire as many people as he wants because it's his organization, he's the president, Wolff added. That's not something anybody else can do. What matters to the riders and to all of us is, does it make the decision-making process better? Does it make the regulations better? Is the sport better because of these changes in the organization, in the personnel? If the answer to all of that is yes, he did it, then that's an internal issue for him to deal with. But what's clear is that what's in the news and the potential for it to spread in terms of negativity and reputation, that's something that's bad for all of us. I mean, also, we're all in this sport and all the stakeholders, the media, the FIA, the drivers, the teams, Liberty, Stefano Domenicali, who runs it. I think we, in a time when there's so much polarization, so much conflict, rationality has to prevail. It doesn't seem that way to me at the moment. The ongoing drama between Mercedes, the FIA, and the stakeholders shows that Formula One is not just a race, it's an arena of intrigue and interests. Will all parties come together for the future of the sport, or will it continue to be mired in internal conflict? Stay tuned for more developments right here.